Ideas introduced in kindergarten lead to more in-depth learning opportunities in first grade. Mastering the notion that it takes money to buy things can be extended into experiences with earning money. The teacher can infuse the learning environment with economic terms that over time will become part of the student's vocabulary. Let's join a first grade class on a field trip to a local factory, and then see how teacher Sue Haley turns her youngsters into entrepreneurs. To set up the trip, Mrs. Haley incorporated a few lessons from the text, Economics and Children's Literature. Activities based on the book On Market Street highlighted economic vocabulary like goods and services. The book Mr. Cookie Baker focused on different types of resources that are used to produce goods. Introducing terminology in the classroom is a way of familiarizing the students with key terms. These pre-field trip lessons help to focus the children's attention and work to guide their observations at the factory.
People.
People. What kind of resource? What kind of resource is that? Yeah? Okay.
Before we had gone, we predicted what we might see, and some of the children had siblings who had gone on the field trip before, so they knew hairnets, and so our prediction list had some pretty specific items that they thought they would see.
Let's write a list and make a list of things that we actually saw.
When we got back, we brainstormed a list of things that we did see, and then we related them to the SOL terminology with the resources and tried to say, all right, the plastic bottles were the goods they produced. The human resources, the people working there, were giving us a service by producing the bottles at the factory.
What capital resources did we see? Tell me. A machine is a capital resource, exactly. Would a robot be a capital resource?
And then we moved on to draw and record with a partner what we saw. Those were wonderful depictions of the factory with conveyor belts and all sorts of tools and machinery and people. Then we wrote about the trip, and the children wrote rough drafts where we edited and we used high-frequency words and certain words that we had from the unit, edited them, and then they worked with a parent and typed them on the computer.
We rode on Mr. Ecker's bus. We had to wear hairnets. Michael was our tour guide. He gave us balls. We got to see a robot, a capital resource. It had suction cups and lifted boxes. The people that were there wore safety goggles and hairnets. We got to fill pellets and intermediate good, and we got to fill soap. We got to fill a hot bottle, their goods. The hot bottle was a tube that they blew up. There is a machine that makes the bottles.
I took many pictures at the factory, and then we sorted those pictures with human resources, capital resources, intermediate goods, and the children did a good job with that.
And then the finale. To pull all these experiences together, the children are invited to turn their classroom into a factory. More specifically, an Oobleck factory. Let's see how it works.
We used Dr. Seuss's book, Bartholomew and the Oobleck, as a guided listening, thinking activity to precede this. Do you like Oobleck? Yeah. Would you like to use it for a factory? Make it in a factory? Oh yes, they were very excited about doing that.
Welcome to the Oobleck factory. We make Oobleck.
Well, what's your job?
To mix it.
And what are the capital resources you're going to be using?
Spoon the ball.
And what else? And what other resource will you be using in that room? Alex and Scott.
Human resources.
Human resources, correct.
So the children had a wonderful time, probably 2 hours outside in big tubs, mixing and playing and just exploring the Oobleck, trying to decide, is it a solid, is it a liquid? And I did throw out, it's a colloid, and a few of the children were, oh, a colloid, a mix between the two. So they were interested.
Then after you get a few containers, where are you going to move the container of cornstarch to? The color liquid room. Station number 2, room number 2. Who are the people working in that room?
Papa, Elizabeth, Caitlin.
Okay.
The children planned every area, what we would call each room, and they worked on getting it set up. We kept our hairnets for use. Everybody had a lab coat to protect themselves. Pretty much reinforced that we were producing a product, we were providing a service.
All right, are you ready? Well, the factory is getting ready to go. Ready? Let's get started.
What resources we were using, and that we would be paid wages for our jobs. We needed to use teamwork in our factory, and then we would get to go to the Oobleck factory store to spend our wages.
We can do this right now.
You're just going to have to wait. Make sure the ring rung out real well. Ring them out really well. Pass it on. How are you guys doing?
Going into one of these.
All half cup. Because we got lots of coming back from to our station.
I think that after seeing the factory and bringing the bottles home, they had something tangible that was made there.
And I'll take it up.
Then participating in the factory here, getting paid, and buying, and maybe taking home a tangible good from our factory, that they can make those connections. Some of them are very well aware that their parents are working, they make salaries, their salaries are what they use to buy what they want or what they need. Developmentally, some of them might not quite connect it, but I think on the whole, the majority of the class did connect it. But I can say a few might just think, oh, we're just playing and having a good time having a factory today, and they have not quite connected it yet. Well, I wanted to throw in the term opportunity cost. That's a second grade SOL, but it is something that some of my children are ready for. And so I wanted them to get enough money to get more than one item. I knew that Oobleck was a big draw, but they can make it at home, and several of them did point that out to me. I knew a get out of reading group free would be a tremendously big draw, especially if they get to spend the hour with the principal. And that I know toys are a huge draw. We had a money unit in math prior to this where we did have a money store with all toys. So they were used to playing a board game where they rolled amounts of money, collected their money, saved it, and then they could go to the store and buy toys. So they were used to that format.
Mixing room employees, please report to the pay office.
I wanted to add choice, where they would have to make choices and they would have to give up something so they could understand their opportunity cost was what they gave up, not choosing.
You get one trip to the store and you must spend your money.
I think they understand that to buy things they want, they need something in their pocket that jingles or is crispy. I think most of them come knowing in first grade that they need money to buy things they want. I think that's pretty, I can say pretty widespread. They come to first grade knowing money buys the things they want.
25, 50, 75, $1.
The social nomenclature capital resource, human resource, intermediate good, opportunity cost are not things that most adults in this school building go around saying to each other.
What is your opportunity cost?
A toy. I have lots of toys at home.
You have lots of toys too.
So it is hard. I use the terminology daily with them,
Have you decided how you want to
trying
spend
to
your other
reinforce
50
it.
cents yet?
I encourage them to use it in their writing as they understand it, and a lot of times they will use it in a way that is not appropriate. I'm trying to throw that vocabulary in their writing. So, oh, Mrs. Haley will love this. I'm using this is a capital resource and it's a human resource. But using it daily, introducing it to them, I find that some are picking it up and using it and understanding it well.
Turning the classroom into a factory. Now that's an experience that children won't forget. The learning opportunity has a big payoff as well. The teacher takes economics out of the textbook and puts it to work in a realistic setting. The result? First graders learning how to incorporate the vocabulary of economics into their writing and interactions with each other. From a single factory to designing an entire society, that's a leap that's possible because of the foundation we've built in the primary grades.